Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Soon as we step out the cage, we raising all of the stakes. Make no mistake, either you stay in your place or we putting you on a plate. Look at our face, we put the fear in the dirt. We had to struggle for change, pick up the pace. We put in infinite work.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Spot Real Talk. My name is Tiara.
I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Ron.
And today we are back for another recap of PowerBook IV Force. This one is episode 9 of season 2, titled No Loose Ends. And before we jump into the discussion of the episode, please make sure you all are subscribed to our channel, like the video, give us a thumbs up, and also make sure you click that notification bell so you get alerted whenever we post, because we have a lot of good content coming. Some that I think you all will really, really enjoy with some of the people behind Force. So get ready for that. So now we got that out the way, we can go ahead and jump into the episode, No Loose Ends. And we weren't sure what that reference was when we seen that episode title last week. So we had all kind of speculation about the loose ends. And it seemed like, for me, it resonated with me for Diamond, because he tied up a lot of loose ends. Well, in my mind, at least anyway. You know, it might come back later on, but for now, it looks like he's on the path to being in the clear.
He just, you know,
He did create some problems for himself that could come back later, though. We'll see.
Well, but one of the things I'm glad of is, you know, now that you know, they released him early, so he doesn't have to deal with that.
Yeah, he's off parole.
He's off parole, so that's a good thing. But I don't know. He's on the hots right now. I mean, he
was on a rampage. You know, they got rid of the PO's body, and according to Tommy, it should not pop back up.
Yeah,
I believe that.
I believe that. Me too. Tommy knows how to hide a body. So.
Yeah, you remember the chop shop back in New York and stuff.
Exactly.
Like they know how to make sure people stay gone.
Stay gone.
Right. So, but what happens when Jamal's body is discovered? Because, you know, Diamond actually took him out to the waterfront and drowned him. And that's not I don't know if they're going to try to make it look like a suicide, like maybe he was in grief over Leon's passing and he went out and committed suicide or something like that.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying that would be maybe a likely scenario where the feds might see that and assume that it was, you know, a self-inflicted death.
Well, that depends on Jamal's wife or girl.
That part, Gianna.
Yeah, Gianna.
I was like, will she be mad?
Well, I mean, it's the problem here is we got Diamond, or she's probably was just getting over the fact that Diamond had nothing to do with Leon's death, and I don't know if she's still over that or not. But when, you know, Diamond showed up at the house and Jamal, you know, spread the news about, you know, you need to, something's going to come your way.
He made a threat.
He made it was a news threat. Like, you know, I know something you don't, and it's about to hit you. Now the question is, what does she think about that? And now when he winds up dead in a pond somewhere, I mean, it ain't like he drowned himself. My boy was floating on top of the water. I mean, you know, it's when you drown yourself, you got to tie yourself down because your body just won't let you drown like that. You just can't put your head under the water and just drown. Your body's going to give up.
No, his body was floating. And also,
no. I'm saying if you jump in the pool, a pond, trying to kill yourself, you better tie yourself down, because the body just doesn't, you know, you try to put your head underwater trying to kill yourself, you're going to come up from air. You'll just be forced to. So that to me didn't look like any kind of suicide. And if it gets back to Stacy, that there's a body out there, and she talks to what's her name again? Gianna, and she talks to Gianna. Gianna might say something to the effect, Well, my Jamal threatened Diamond, so I don't know what's up with that. That looks ugly to me. That just looks real ugly, real suspect.
I think Gianna, knowing that Diamond is affiliated, she would keep her mouth shut.
Oh, I mean,
I would hope she would.
But also, here's the other thing that neither one of us addressed. Jamal also was on drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing coke at work.
He's not reliable.
But you wind up at a pond.
But
you wind up at a pond. Who knows? I mean, it looks like he was dragged away from,
sorry, I have
his job.
Who passed away before I was born from a drowning and stuff. And
you can accidentally drown.
That's why I'm saying he has a substance abuse issue, and that's how I think they can get away with the was he high? Did he try to kill himself?
Tiff, they dragged him to the pond, and you can see the drag marks. You can see the drag marks in the sand or whatever that was.
It was like the beach.
Yes.
Well, the beach, the
water.
Well,
we don't know. That's what I'm saying.
The other thing I thought about is he might have some marks on his neck from where Diamond was choking him out.
He sure did. Well,
so that's how I was like, I don't know.
Well, he held him down. He did hold him down in the water and stuff.
And also, a more forensics can tell by the stiffening of the body whether that was forced or not, because they say dead men don't talk. They do talk. So it's just a lot. Now maybe we going way too deep into this, but my whole thing is make it believable. And I'm sorry, that just wasn't believable. It looked like they dragged them from work, and who knows, somebody may have seen them do that. So it was just raggedy.
What I took from it too was I think Jannard was shocked at Diamond's change in personality.
Yeah.
And I think that was like, what? Oh, okay. So now you want to be about it. And I think that, Jannard is trying to take advantage of this, tougher side of Diamond, especially when he went to talk to Shanti and she's trying to get rid of Diamond. And he's like, no, he can still be an asset to us. That's not only in the game, but also that's his family, and they have kind of rekindled their bond.
Right, and that's what that was. That was,
yeah. Shanti, you better watch it, man.
Yeah, she better watch it. She's doing a lot. The one thing I was going to say, because I know me and Ron were going to, announce anyway that we did have a chance to talk to Gary Lennon, and I know that interview will drop after this one. So, he's the showrunner for this year, this season. And one of the things that I had said during that interview was about Jannard and Diamond. I was like, I said how I had told y'all that I had thought that they were going to get back together. I said that early on, and I said I thought that blood was thicker than water. And I said, my concern is the seeds that Jannard is dropping and he's in Diamond's ear and stuff. And I'm concerned that next season, we haven't seen episode 10 yet, but I'm just concerned that next season, will there be a break between Tommy and Diamond? Because the fact that Jannard is in his ear and stuff, and
Miguel is in his ear.
And Miguel, and Gary Lennon said, he told me, he was like, that my instincts are working well. He said he wanted, in the writer's room, they wanted us to think that. And because they're set planting the seeds. Not saying it's going to happen, but he said he wanted us to think along those lines and question the relationship with, Jannard and Diamond and Tommy and stuff. So I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, because it seems like nothing is actually, like, no relationships are permanent in this game, that they're living in. And, they kind of see that with the situation with Kilo's nephew who killed Leon. And so it's like, if I want to salvage this relationship, then I can't kill this little boy. And at the same time, it's like, it's the same thing with the seeds that are getting planted into Diamond's head. It's like, oh, well, if I betray Tommy, then that could affect our whole coalition. And, Tommy's pretty savvy on his own, but is he savvy enough to take on a cartel and a whole coalition? it's like a lot of, I mean, disloyalty is well, a dime a dozen in their industry. It comes all the time, as we're gonna see and talk about with old boy from Miguel's crew.
Well, Kilo's nephew is going to get got, so yeah, he ain't for long, so he's going to get got. So yeah, I mean, you know, he's out in the street. He could be killed by anybody, so it doesn't necessarily have to draw back to, you know, CBI. So yeah, he's going to get got. But you know, when we talk about blood being thicker than water, look what Miguel's sister did. I mean, I don't know how thick it is. I guess you called Tommy orange juice, because I mean,
she made her stance clear. Made her stance
very clear. Right.
Well, I agree, and I like Maria at this point, but I still wonder about her. Like, if push comes to shove, like maybe even not even this season, what if she ends up being being more than what we think she is? She seems innocent. She seems innocent and everything now, and she seems like a good match. And innocent people don't last long in power. First of all, that's number one. Number one, innocent people don't last long in power. So if she is innocent, you know, she still might not last. But if she isn't, because I keep going back to the comment that Miguel made several episodes ago when he said, "You're just as bad as me," or something like that. He made a comment to her one time, and I was just like, "Is there something about Maria that we don't know?
I think
does she have another side? I mean, you know, we might not even see it this season. I'm just wondering."
I think that had more to do with family than anything else, because she sold out on Tommy. I mean, at least, as you say, so it appears in season 2. She sold out on Tommy. Now, you know, they love giving twists, so who knows? I mean, we don't know what could be in her pocketbook, but right now, Tommy is
right now, she looks like a good girl. Yeah, right now she looks like a good girl. Looks like she's all in with Tommy, and Tommy is dangerous.
She warned him about Miguel, so it seems like she made it. She kind of gave him the green light to take Miguel out if it comes down to it.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
And so that's a major statement to make against your family. And I wonder, you know, all the more so now that Abuela is gone, if she still is feeling that way. Because I know, like, a big death in the family could change the way you feel emotionally about, like, the family that you do have left. But I mean, she seems to be standing 10 toes down.
Well, that shocked me. First of all, with Abuela being gone, I mean, that scene right there had my mouth hung open. We have to address that.
Yeah,
because I had no idea that, you know, she would be taken out. I just had no idea, and it was an accident. It was an accident because they were you know, it was for Miguel, but wow.
Yeah, it was explosive is the right word. I think that, you know, that's going to flip something in Miguel for sure. He's out for revenge, and it's like she was a big decision maker. Like, she was the one that was really kind of running things behind the scenes.
That's right.
Giving Miguel the right insight and whatnot. So losing her is a big loss to their family. And so with Miguel, and the thing that kind of I chuckled at, I'm like, Tommy really, he's something else, because he comes up with stuff on the spot. He's impulsive, and his impulses, sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
And, you know, him saying that he was going to sabotage Miguel getting, you know, his get back on Merkovich, I was like, that he gets ballsier every week.
Yeah, he does.
I was like, whoa, I mean, I wouldn't do it, but
well, you know,
clearly he got it in him.
Well, Gary Leonard said in our interview that there's just this grittiness about Tommy, and it's very real, and you know, so it's almost as if is he really acting? Because if Tommy could be, you know, he could be the type that he plays, and I think if he were a drug dealer, he would be a very good one. I mean, I know it's all in an act, but he does it too well. He just does it.
He does. He's good.
He's gifted. Yeah.
Yeah. But with Tommy being able to show Che that I did something that Miguel couldn't do. I was able to sniff out the actual traitor in your own crew before you did. It makes Miguel look terrible, on top of the fact that Miguel was the one that went to Che about cutting off the Serbs, even though that was Tommy's idea. So if he wanted to kill Tommy before, I know he really wants him dead now.
Well, absolutely.
Che begged the question to Miguel. How is it that this white boy knew that you had a snitch in your,
and you didn't,
and you didn't. So it's going to be interesting what level Miguel plays at. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if I should say this, but I'm going to. Miguel is in a situation right now where we're beginning to see he may need Tom. And I wouldn't say that it's so far-fetched that Miguel kind of acquiesces and tries to bring Tommy on in season 3, as opposed to being an enemy. I know it doesn't sound good, but there are enough enemies out there for them all. And once Che gets, I think Che's going to totally go with Tommy. Tommy's really shown him some things. He's shown him grit. He's shown him balls. He's shown him everything that somebody like Che would want.
The only thing about that, though, is that Tommy frequently steps out of line. And that's the one thing I think Che doesn't appreciate.
Well, he does. He does not appreciate that, because he was like, okay, you did a good thing, but know your place. He told him to know your place, stay in your lane. And then the other thing, the X factor that we ain't talk about and ain't considered yet, they don't know that Tommy messing with Maria.
Right.
That is going to be drama. Like you saw, first of all, we saw what Miguel did to that doctor. Maria said that he killed her last boyfriend. So she said, if he finds out, he will kill me and you.
Yeah.
So the thing is, he doesn't know yet. That be a problem.
What Maria doesn't know is if her brother even steps 6 feet to Tommy, he's 6 feet down. So, see, Miguel is going on this facet of who he is. But what he doesn't know is who Tommy really is.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that's one up that Tommy would have on Miguel, because Miguel is coming at him straight. You can't come at Tommy straight. And Tommy,
what if he does something to Maria?
Well, I don't think he's going to do that. And the reason being is he just lost his grandma. I don't think he's going to hurt Maria. I think that's a bunch of BS. And I think
my son said that too. He was like, I don't think he would hurt his sister.
No, he's not.
I'm just like, so.
And who's going to give him the insulin if he does? Grandma gone.
Well, look, he can pay somebody. They making money.
Well, hey, why hasn't he done that? So my point is it was
because his family is there, but exactly. I don't know. I mean, Jannard and Shanti are still trying to think about how to use that picture. Like, remember that Jannard wanted to send it.
Yeah.
And Shanti was like, hold up, let's wait. This, that, and the other. So that's still.
And now Stacey got her hands on the picture too.
No, that's true. But I think
that's right. Stacey, there you go. That's somebody else.
That goes to show, that goes right to a correlation between Miguel and Tommy. Because if it ever happened, that picture will come up just to break that. So that's a good point that you made. And the fact that picture hasn't materialized, means it's coming up from so
that's what I'm saying.
We can expect
and from the feds. And all I'm saying is, once Miguel finds out, it's gonna be up.
Maria is right to have that contingency to go to Barcelona. She might want to do that sooner than later.
Exactly.
But the fact
but here's the thing, though. When people think about this show, Power is like, I know y'all not Game of Thrones fans. I am. But when people start making plans on Game of Thrones, they dying. Soon as and I feel that way about Power. And when I saw the Barcelona tickets, I was like, uh-oh, I'm nervous for Maria.
Yeah. I'm kind of nervous for Claudia too, because she's getting in with the big boys. I mean, she's actually has a direct line to the Marquez cartel now, that she was able to come up with the money thanks to her boo. And I'm like, okay, but every single major drug network that's in Chicago right now is against Merkovich and the Serbs. And here you are teaming up with them. And then you're teaming up with another cartel, another, competition. And so it's like, you are lining yourself up to be right in the line of fire.
Well, I think Merkovich is on his way out, and I think that there is a correlation between the Marquez cartel. And let me tell you something. At the rate that she's going, from what I see, she can push all those jokers out after a while, because, when you have a financier like she does, a woman that can come up with that kind of cash, and we don't know exactly how much it was, but obviously it was a significant amount that she came up with in a matter of a couple of days. That says a lot. Money still talks, and BS walks all day. So I can understand, and I can see her making enough moves, but I don't think she's going to have to cut some dead weight out. And the other thing that kind of confuses me is her girlfriend. I'm not sure if she's really all the way in. I think she's doing things to, trying to showcase herself with Claudia.
But the thing is, she ain't about that life for real.
That's my point.
She's just fronting the money.
Yeah, but now that she did that, theoretically she's in. So, but the question is she all the way in? And I don't think she is. Right. I think when the hits the fan, she's going to be going the opposite way.
I'm sure. I mean, it always seems sweet on the surface until you got people with guns in your face.
Always changes.
So yeah, I don't know. The Flynn family, Claudia and Vic. You think they're gonna be around much longer?
I think Vic is out of here.
Yeah, Vic.
He sealed his fate this episode.
I think he did, didn't he? Yeah. He sealed his fate. But I wonder, in OG Power, and I talked about this with my son. Remember how slippery Dre was? And we're like, when is Dre gonna die?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if either Vic or Claudia will be that slippery, so that we'll be, going through different seasons and stuff, seeing if they're gonna make it. Like, are they gonna die? Are they gonna,
And I can see that with Claudia. I can see Claudia being slippery like that. The problem with Vic that he has right now is they already knew that there was a snitch. And it was a smart thing for Tommy to give those new burners out and then trace them in the manner in which he did. And then to follow Vic and see him climbing out of Stacy's car. I mean, what else needs to be said? There could be nothing Vic could say that would buy time from Tommy.
I know.
Remember what Lennon said, that look on Tommy's face would give everything away. And it certainly did. That look on Tommy's face was destruction.
It's a wrap.
It is.
That's what I think. But I'm wondering though, with certain characters, because my son and I talked about this. I think the same thing what y'all saying about Vic, because he's a snitch and you think he's the obvious kill. But Vic, as green as he is a little slippery. Like my son pointed out, he was like, don't forget that he survived that hit with his father. He was in the mix with that stuff.
The only way I see Vic making it out of this season alive is if he goes on the run. Because for me, Stacey is not trying to provide him with the wit set that he requested. She still wants more out of him to get dirt on Tommy. Tommy already is aware that he is, in fact, the snitch. So that puts him right on Tommy's ish list. And if he stays in town, he's as good as gone. Yeah. So his best bet is to go on the run, in my mind.
In my mind, the only way he can do it is go to Tommy. I had to do this. Listen for a second.
No, I feel you, Ron.
Because he's got to say, I'm in this position, but I'm trying. You can use me. You can use me.
He did put himself in that position.
Well, right now he doesn't have to divulge that. I mean, I wouldn't go into Tommy and saying, "Yeah, I was going to snitch," and then
no. That's the first way to get one between the eyes. But I'm just wondering, would he? Did y'all see a scenario that, like, remember OG Power, when Sax put the what's it called on Dre?
Right.
Ghost was using Dre to be his informant. He kind of flipped it so he can stay, so he can know it. So I'm wondering, could there be a scenario what Tommy could do? Like, he'll say, like, Tommy's first impulse is to kill him. You know, he doesn't deal with, but he couldn't get anybody on the inside because D-Mac killed the other cop. So I'm wondering,
he got Jimmy.
Yes, he does, but she also said that the warrant was walled off too and stuff. So she can get a lot of information,
right?
But
she's not. She
don't know their next move.
Right. She can't get that kind of intel that he needs.
So what if Tommy is able to flip him? This is a
Vic would have to come clean, be like, look, I planted this bug on purpose.
No, that's my point. And that's my point. He has to do that. He has to say, I was in a position, but look, I planted a bug in your home. I was meeting with her, and here's the deal. I'm going to be your inside man. You will know whatever's going down, yada, 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 yada. That's the only way that he might be able to live a few more minutes with Tommy.
Right. And let's hope that Tommy gives him enough time to get it out.
Right, exactly. It's the only way. There's nothing else that's going to save his life except being the inside man. And Tommy needs an inside man so that he knows what's going on. So,
but at the end of the day, Vic is still disposable. I might use you for my uses now, but ultimately you might still got to go. You heard what he told Vic in that car when they were going to get Miguel's dude. He was like, I don't like rats. And he said they deserve the worst kind of torture.
Absolutely. I agree. I mean, he will be used. Now, of course, it's up to Vic to figure out how long he's going to be used. You know, like you said, I mean, look, do a few things, make it look like you're on the up and up, and then disappear. So that's all you got. That's all you got.
Yeah, literally. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens and how Tommy handles the situation. If he can level up and like control his emotions enough to use Vic for his purposes.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Did you see how he was when he had Nunez and he was torturing him and he was gonna cut his tattoo out like they did Julio's tattoo in OG Power? I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Man,
it was gruesome to watch. So that's why I was like, Vic being there to witness that torture, I can only imagine what's running through his mind. Like, if I get caught, this is going to be worse. Like, what I'm going to get might be worse than this.
It's going to be worse.
Hey, can we give kudos to Bobby for standing up against Stacey? Because,
Stacey needed to be checked.
Yeah, I got to give him credit for saying, either you do this on the up and up, or I'm spreading my wings and I'm going to talk. I'm going to fly and talk. And I'm glad he stepped to her at that point, because I'm really sick of Stacey running these, and the whole idea, and even and let's say that this didn't happen. Tommy seeing Vic get out of the car with Stacey. If he ever found the bug in his home, ain't but two people that could have put it there, and that would have been Maria or Vic.
Exactly.
And he would probably think Vic before Maria. So
he was giving Vic a whole lot of credit. Like he was, because Diamond called it. Diamond was like, I think he's like, it ain't Jannar. Jannar won't snitch. He was like, it's probably Vic. And he was like, nah, he's solid. So I was just like, I know he shot the Fed in front of you. That's one of the reasons why he thought. But I was just like, Tommy, why you going so hard for Vic?
Right.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too, but if he has time to think about it, he didn't have a choice. It was either kill the
kill the Fed or be killed by Tommy.
Be killed, right?
So he had no choice.
Yeah, it didn't look like he had a lot of choice on that.
If Tommy actually goes through with your idea, you guys' idea to use Vic as the inside man, he bet not tell Diamond about him being a snitch, because Diamond is like, no, we ain't, like, he gotta go.
Oh, I think he gonna tell that.
But
I think if he does go along that plan, Diamond is gonna be in on it.
I think Jannard would take him out. Jannard don't like him anyway.
I think they would, I don't think they would tell Jannard.
Don't tell Jannard.
But I think that Diamond would, if they have a plan, I think that Tommy would tell Diamond, because he agreed. They agreed that they were gonna be, they would let each other know stuff and everything.
Yeah, we'll see.
Tommy's on side.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. Because I'm already nervous. All this backdooring stuff, like the side conversations with Shanti and Jannard, and then Jannard in Diamond's ear and stuff. All of that is worrying me.
There's a lot of disloyalty I've observed this episode. I mean, everybody's crew got a snitch. We seen Miguel's crew had to snitch. Maria is running back telling Tommy family business and what Miguel's plans to kill him are. Tommy got Vic as the snitch in his crew, and then Shanti is over here telling Claudia's business to Tommy, and so everybody is ratting on one another. It's really no loyalty in this game.
Yeah, well,
so that's a big issue when you can't necessarily trust the people that you're dealing with.
Well, everybody's trying to make a move, and that big move. Everyone wants to make that big move, so that it can be expected. But Tommy and Diamond better get it together and quick, because as you said,
in the big leagues now.
Yeah, it's too much going on, and if they don't tie some loose ends very quickly, it can get really out of hand, and we're probably about that far from it being very much out of hand.
And what happens when Diamond finds out that D-Mac is not dead? Because D-Mac blew up the spot, got kicked out of school and run off.
Yeah, D-Mac
and now he's back in town. So I'm like, it's only a matter of time before he's spotted, because the boy can't sit still.
Yeah, I can see him in that barbershop.
And if Marshall, aka Bakari, is in the mix, he ain't gonna be giving them no good advice either.
Yeah,
I was a little frustrated with D-Mac, because he's so mad at JP for sending him away. But I'm like, you murdered a cop. Like, what do you expect? You did this to yourself. You got yourself sent away.
Right. Well, I'm mad at JP for allowing him to talk to him that way. I mean, my whole point, and your point exactly. I would have said, well, what else did you expect me to do? You murdered a cop. I mean, that was a high school fight, man. You murdered a cop. You had to go away to cool down. So,
absolutely. But JP is dealing with guilt. Because the abandonment stuff. So JP he's having a hard time seeing past that, because he wasn't there.
Right.
But Kate might be on her way out too, because I feel like she's gonna do something stupid next.
Well, you know that.
She was given specific instructions not to get involved, not to go look for D-Mac, not to say nothing to Tommy. We're gonna see if she can keep her mouth shut and keep her lips off the bottle.
Well,
There's a reason why Tommy said not to let her know.
Yep.
And unfortunately for JP, he gonna have to learn who Kate really is the hard way.
Hey,
so, JP don't know who Tommy really is.
Right.
I think JP is going to be the one next on that list, on that gotta go list. Yeah, I mean he's just, yeah, I think so, because he's so there's no balance with him, and he doesn't know where he's going, and he thinks that he can just do whatever he wants to do, and he's, to me, on his way out.
JP?
JP or D-Mac?
No, D-Mac.
Oh, you're talking about D-Mac?
Yeah, D-Mac.
Oh, okay, because I was like, wait a minute, who we talking about?
D-Mac. No, D-Mac. And that'll be, of course, in season 3, but I see him on his way out. I don't see him coming.
Yeah, you know what? The only reason why, I thought that too, until I watched the crew has it. And I saw them interview Ahmad Ferguson, who plays Marshall. And they were talking about, them two being together and stuff. He and D-Mac, the actor that plays D-Mac and stuff. And then the guys were joking around about, like, hey, we should do a crossover, with Ghost, Tariq and Braden and stuff and everything. And I was like, that would be a good idea because they're young, and stuff and everything. And so after I saw that, I was like, I don't think he going away. Now it's gonna be a problem. He might eventually go somewhere,
He may
but
go over. He may go over to
exactly.
Yeah.
Like they might have to send him to New York and be with Tariq and them and stuff, or like Marshall Bakari Ahmad was joking around and saying, y'all need some help right now, like the way Ghost ended the end of that. So like they some young soldiers, and they have to go up against Monet's crew and everything like that. Like they could go. Look, they could go.
I wouldn't be mad.
Get 2 bits since we ain't see 2 bits.
lied. Yeah, the way I see it, they both have. I mean, like from Tommy, looking at Tommy and looking at Diamond, they both got liabilities on their side. Jannard was a huge liability to bring back in. Tommy has D-Mac as his big liability, and they each have outside things going on that maybe the other isn't aware of. So that's the only way I think that they can justify their actions that they haven't been telling each other about. But the fact that Jannard is planting seeds, like Tommy out here trying to do his own thing, he making moves by himself. Like I think that eventually, if that continues, where Tommy is being secretive and doing stuff on his own, that's going to make Diamond more likely to believe what Diamond is putting in his ear.
Jannard is, because it's like he is making moves and making solo moves, and he's being very impetuous and impulsive and stuff. And when you have a partner, I mean, Ghost used to say that too. Like Tommy Fink, he used to say that all the time. We got to do this, and this.
I can say this though. I think Shanti might be on a short list too, because
she can go.
Yeah, she's been pushing Jannard a bit more than she should, and I think when she feels so adamant about crossing Diamond. And as we see, as you said, Tiffany, as we see Diamond and Jannard getting closer, it's going to be a showdown between she and
I agree.
And Jannard.
I agree. I think he would probably, if he had to, he would probably take her out.
Yeah.
And the thing is, too, not only are they reconciling, they just lost their father. So they just had a major loss. So that's going to pull them back together and stuff, too. And then, Jannard recognizes that Diamond was close to Leon, and then he lost him because Diamond was changing. Even though he was in the game, he was trying to be a better man.
Yeah.
But
he is cold as ice now, because when Jannard came in that barbershop and he said it like it was just a regular day and said, oh, I killed my PO. He said it. He said it like, he's so casually and no emotion. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, that Diamond we saw initially is gone.
Yeah, he's out.
But what else Shanti has working against her is that Tommy is suspicious of her too. And the fact that he's strategically cutting out Garfield Park, it benefits him not only so he'll have time to confirm his suspicions with her, but also because Shanti's feeding him this inside information and whatnot. But I think Tommy ultimately is like, I'm gonna keep everything close to the vest until I need to bring you in. And that's why I'm like, Shanti might get got on all sides.
She's got it coming on all ends. And but that again shows how Tommy is, which is why Miguel, the biggest mistake he can make is going after Tommy. That will be his biggest mistake. And he's gonna do it. And that's why Miguel,
he is.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it has to do with thinking he has home court advantage, because he's, Tommy's not from there. So they assume that he don't really have, but he put a coalition together and he ain't from there.
Exactly.
Right. That should be a threat enough.
That ought to tell you who he is, but y'all ain't listening. So, okay.
He came to your city.
In your city, right.
And like you said, Ron, pulled together United Nations of games.
May tell you. Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah, we will. Do you guys have nominations for who can get the hands? I was thinking, I almost wanted to give it to Tommy for just being a little bit too bold. But I think his actions are going to pay off. Because I was like, dang, you could have really ruined it with Che.
He could have.
But it worked out this time.
Runs the roost round here. The coup's gone clear. Got the heart from the base.
Jamal already got the hands, but he deserves it.
Right.
To my peers.
I think Vic can still get the hands because I'm just so upset with him for putting himself purposely in this situation.
Yeah, Vic can get the hands too.
Yeah,
Vic can get the hands and for snitching.
Right. Yeah.
And I kind of want to give Shanti the hands too for just being
Shanti too for coming in between the brothers and stuff too. Yeah, Shanti can get the hands.
All right.
And Miguel too. I think Miguel could get the hands for being too messy because see now he's brought it on himself. So,
Miguel is desperate.
Yeah,
he's desperate, but he's playing a desperate hand too, and everybody can see it. So he's a little messy. So he can get the hands.
And I also gave D-Mac the hands because he got back in town making your father feel bad for trying to get you out of trouble.
Yeah.
To his dad and stuff. He's definitely out of pocket. Yeah. He deserved hands. And that's why he got the hands when he was at the academy.
Right. All right. Nominations for the game ball. I wasn't mad at Stacy's husband for checking her.
There you go.
I wasn't mad at him too.
Yeah. Bobby gets the game.
At least we see that he's somebody that's still ethical. Like he wants to get the bad guys, but he wants to do it by the book.
Exactly.
Exactly. I was kind of debating if I wanted to give Maria the game ball because she actually came through for Tommy, with the information.
Giving the heads up.
She gets it. And and what's the young lady that Tommy goes to find that info out?
Jenny
Sue?
Jenny Sue came through too.
Yeah, she came through. So she can get it.
Okay.
I think we're done.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the only other thing that we didn't really talk about, I don't know if y'all have any thoughts on it, but Maria asking Tommy about Keisha.
He held it together nicely. You can see that he was getting ready to come undone, but he didn't blurt out that Tasha killed her.
Right.
He said the game. He talked about the game, which is true. So I appreciated how he told her what was up without fully telling her what was up.
And Maria's in love right now. So, somebody tells her that your man might have another woman and didn't explain the whole details of it. Yeah, she was pissed because she likes, she's kind of falling for Tommy. So,
she said, "I love you." She said,
"Yeah,
that's true."
I was wondering if that information would have scared her off, knowing that you had an ex-fiance that was a casualty of war here. But clearly she's used to being in the life. So
I was going to say, her brother is notorious. Her brother's notorious, and her abuela, grandma, was telling him what to do.
And not only that,
she was born into fear.
And not only that, Tommy said she did because she didn't couldn't handle that life. So what does that mean? I mean, you could draw a lot of inferences to, from there.
Right.
So
Did you do it?
Yeah. And so the fact that she's still there with him, she's in.
Right. Yeah. So, well, I cannot wait to see what happens in the season finale. That episode 10 has to be explosive. We've seen a lot go down in these past few weeks, and they really have set the stage for something big to happen. So I'm looking forward to the finale and seeing what they got up their sleeve for us.
Yeah.
Please, to all the viewers, drop down in the comment section, give us your thoughts about this episode and your predictions for the big finale. And also make sure you follow us on our social media. We are at The Spot Real Talk on all major social media platforms. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, tell your friends and family to watch too. You know, like I said earlier in the episode, we have a lot of good content coming. Even, you know, Force is about to come to an end after the 10th episode, but we have several interviews with some of the directors and showrunner for Force. And then we will be jumping into, we have, of course, Raising Kanan coming back December 1st. But in between there, we're going to have some content on a new show. So for all of you guys out there, please make sure you're tuned in. Please. It's going to be so important. And we're excited to share with you what we got coming. Any last words from you, Tifron? Anybody? No? All right. Well, I think on that note, we will call it a night. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you next time. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Energy is fire. Conversation is right. If you stay tonight, baby, I might let you say all of me. Want you here, need your mind in these sheets. Completely intertwined in our minds, yeah. Tell your future like a sign.